Hello again everyone, welcome to or welcome back to the Dollhouse. My name is Costume Party Megan, and since Halloween is upon us and we are currently in the middle of the month of Spooktober, I have decided to upload the first of two Bratz conspiracy theory videos I have planned for this month. So without further ado, let's get into today's theory. In the Rock Angels movie and the TV series, it is revealed that Jade used to be an intern for Your Thing magazine, but she was fired.
You are fired for life. In fact, even your children and your grandchildren are fired! Fired! Fired!
This one event caused the Bratz to start their own magazine later on. So, if Jade was never fired, what exactly would have happened to her future and the future of the rest of the Bratz girls? The butterfly effect is very unpredictable, but with that being said, I'm going to attempt to piece together the timeline of events that would have happened if Jade continued to work for Bratz. Jade had always dreamt of working for a fashion magazine, so when she was offered an internship for Bratz, she was very excited. In this timeline, however, Kirsty and Casey are not trying to get Jade fired.
Oh, mother of pink! What is that? Your lunch. Carbs! What are you trying to do? Kill me? Make me fat? I only eat greens! Spare me your excuses. You are fired. Hear me? Fired! And not only will you never, ever work at this magazine again, you will never, ever work at any magazine. Am I making myself quite clear?
And instead of messing things up for her in this new timeline, they decide to help her with everything Bratz asked to be completed. In this alternate timeline, Jade does not end up ordering the wrong lunch, so she was never fired and instead is given her first real assignment, an article to write for the magazine. Jade writes a great article for Your Thing magazine about the color pink, and Bratz is very impressed because the article boosts sales. Jade is so excited about how things are going at her new job that she decides to call Chloe to tell her about it. Chloe is happy for her and provides her with the motivation she needs to keep working. Now that she's employed for Bratz and is not fired in this timeline, this means that the first big change in the timeline would be that the Bratz magazine would not have been started. The girls initially came up with the idea to start a magazine because Jade was fired, so this would not happen. This is huge because without the Bratz magazine, almost every episode and every movie would have their plots changed in one way or another, but if we cover every single detail of what would change, this video would be very, very long, so we're going to continue to focus on the biggest impacts to this hypothetical timeline change. If the Bratz magazine was never founded, Bratz would have no reason to be mean to, sabotage, or spy on the Bratz. So I believe Jade's time outside of school would become consumed by working for Bratz or sabotaging a different in-universe magazine. The second important thing to consider would be how Jade's relationship with Chloe, Yasmin, and Sasha would change. Despite growing up together, the Bratz have a weird way of keeping in contact with some of their friends they don't see very often, such as characters like Fiona, Megan, and Dana, and practically act like they don't exist. So it's very likely that Jade would also be slowly excluded from the girls' plans. In this timeline, I'm going to have to assume that Jade would eventually become friends with Kirsty and Casey instead. In the real timeline, Jade is very popular, open, and loving to all. So she has many good friends, including Dana, Megan, Roxy, Vanessa, Cameron, Kobe, Cade, Eaton, Nevra, Phoebe, Roxy, Sheridan, Felicia, and Katya. But in this timeline, Jade is the opposite of her normal self. So she would not be friends with any of them because the timeline is altered so much that Jade would have either never met these people or because her association with the Tweevils would be so strong, In some cases, like in the case of Dylan, Cameron, Chloe, Yasmin, and Sasha, it would be a very strong deterrent or reason to not really want to hang out with her. In this timeline, Jade's fashion style and general appearance would likely also change. I believe she would start wearing a lot more pink than normal, and may even eventually dye her hair blonde to fit in with Bradeen and the Tweevils. Speaking of appearances, Bradeen and the Tweevils have had cosmetic work done, so if Jade was employed for Your Thing magazine long enough, she may have decided to get work done on her face or another part of her body. Because everything is opposite in this timeline, Jade would also likely be a dog person and would not have the nickname Cool Cat because the Tweevils don't come up with fun or nice nicknames for other people, and her iconic logo would also not exist. Jade, as a result of befriending the Tweevils, over time would likely gain a negative reputation in Stylesville High for being a gossip and a mean girl, even only by association. So in this timeline, Jade would also likely not be crowned prom queen and would not have worn her iconic peachy orange dress to prom in 2003. Eventually, Jade would become the third Tweevil, and the Bratz may even start calling them the Threevils. This is important because if Jade was friends with the Tweevils and working for Bradeen, she would not have time to go to post-secondary and would still be living at home and working as an unpaid intern. In the newest Bratz video game, the girls are living in what appears to be apartments which you can decorate, which means, if Jade was never fired, she would likely still be living at home, like I mentioned before, and hanging out with the Tweevils. If Jade was not friends with the Bratz, she would not be making the same strides in life that they are currently.
My life is so over.
Knowing this, it seems like Jade's one bad day with Bradeen paved the way to a lot of good experiences for Jade in the real timeline, including winning a Teen Choice Award. But this is all just guesswork and an excuse for me to theorize about my favorite franchise. One thing, however, is for certain. Without Jade, there would be no Bratz magazine, and that's crucial to the story we know today. But that's about all I have for today's video. If you enjoyed my theory, please leave a like, or if you want to see more videos like this, please stay tuned because I have another special Halloween Bratz theory coming up very soon. Thank you for watching, you guys, and until next time, bye for now!